Hey, buddy, I just got a notification. As long as we're doing this, and I know the show doesn't drop till tomorrow, but WWE NXT. I'm sorry, WWE NXT. It's an old habit. 800,000 viewers. So Ricky Starks, although he wasn't advertised, he can't say he brought the house. Certainly took advantage or benefited from. I think that may have been one of the highest ratings that show's ever done.
Well, congrats to NXT and everyone involved. You know, you mentioned earlier, there's been lots of speculation, lots of rumor and innuendo about Vince McMahon starting a company. Should I say the quiet part out loud, Eric?
Well, man, I don't. It's all up to you.
Well, there's been lots of whispers. You've heard the same things that I have. I don't know what's real and what's not, but allegedly, Vince McMahon's people have made contact with people who have experience shooting wrestling, maybe cameramen. And allegedly, I don't know if this is real or not, but the rumor mill, the whispers say, perhaps Fox is holding a spot.
Wow.
Oh. And I think to myself, that doesn't sound real. That sounds like bullshit, as my dad would say.
Yes, sir, Larry.
And then I find myself watching the Super Bowl on Sunday, and my phone starts blowing up. Vince McMahon is at the Super Bowl, and I say to myself, when is the last time I remember seeing Vince McMahon in a football game for a league he didn't own? I don't remember ever seeing or hearing that. And wait a minute. Was the Super Bowl on Fox? Because I think it was. Now, I'm not saying anything, but I am saying we've heard rumors that Vince has a studio and that he's hired a bunch of former WWE executives. And then we're hearing rumors that he's had conversations with cameramen who have experience shooting wrestling, which seems awfully specific. And if he's just shooting traditional entertainment, why do you need a wrestling cameraman? And we're hearing, well, maybe he's got a spot with Fox, and that sounds like bullshit. They just got out of the WWE business. And besides, doesn't Fox own Tubi, which is going to air Evolve? That's a WWE product. It can't be. Wait a minute. Are you saying Vince was at a Fox ran Super Bowl? I don't know, Eric. What say you? Is there smoke to this fire, or are people trying to will all of this in and try to put on their tinfoil hats? Where do you land on all of this, Eric?
I would be the latter, not the former. I just can't wrap my head around it. And I get it. It's entertaining as hell what if? Because we all know, right? We're going to be sitting here on our show talking about it, how crazy it is. And it's fun to talk about crazy shit happening that you never expected. But I still can't wrap my head around it. And I've heard the same things. You've heard some of them. I've heard some different things, and maybe I've even remembered to share with you. Nothing big, or I remember to share it. But yeah, little bits and pieces, comments here or there that kind of make you go, But part of that is because I want to go, what if? Because, hey, it's fun. But I just don't see it. There's too many things that make sense in this rumor. Makes sense. You've connected some dots that are definitely dots and worthy of connectivity, but it's not the complete picture because there's a couple of other things that would have to happen that I just can't imagine happening.
I can't either. I can't imagine that it's real, but we just keep hearing these whispers in the background and, hey, did you hear? And it's like, if I'm Vince McMahon, this would be the last thing I would be interested in. Like,
yeah, well, you're not Vince McMahon, and neither am I. Yeah, which is one of the reasons why I think it's a possibility.
Okay,
it's one of those dots. Remember when I said there's dots here? He's going to take a lot of dots, got to connect them all. Well, the first big dot, like the starting dot, is Vince McMahon. Would he really want to do this? Fuck yeah. Doesn't mean he can pull it off, or he would allow himself to try, necessarily make the decision to try. But in terms of what he would want to do, because he's not going to, he could have a really cool yacht. He could have his own little island down in Bimini or wherever else he wanted an island. He could live an amazing life and never have to experience one moment of stress. Again, he ain't going to do that. You might do that. I would definitely do that. He's not going to do that. I don't care if he's 98. If he's still drawing breath, he is going to be driven to conquer something. Here's the missing link for me, Conrad, to be just really blunt about it. Do I really believe there's a scenario where Fox Network would lay down that big of a bet on another wrestling company? I just can't wrap my head around that part.
I can't either. You know, if it didn't work with WWE, what would make me think it would work with a startup? Like, now, granted, they were looking for a return on investment, and maybe he's going to be much more affordable now. I mean,
or because now this is another dot I could connect. What if Fox is a partner and not a distribution partner?
Okay, they got skin.
What if Fox has now? What if they're building their own version,
and they're going to own it?
Okay, and they're going to own it, and they're going to have it internet. So now you got me leaning into that possibility.
Put your fucking tinfoil hat on, you son of a bitch!
No, I'm not there yet, because that's a giant freaking leap. But I'm not going to totally discount it either.
That's what's fun about wrestling, you know, what's possible. Listen, that is right now probably the biggest what if. And although most of us would say, what are the odds that's going to happen? I've got a 2-screen experience going on right now, and Linda McMahon is in her confirmation hearing for the Secretary of Education right now.
And she's going to get it.
And never did I imagine that would be happening right now either. We're in some sort of an alternate timeline simulation right now anyway. So we'll keep our fingers crossed that, listen, I, for one, am hopeful. There might be another major professional wrestling spinoff startup. That would be fucking awesome.
Hey, and by the way, Josh Henney. Hey, Josh, how are you? Keep up the good work with your son. You're kicking ass here in Wyoming. Tearing them wrestling mats up. But Josh Henney says Linda McMahon has been confirmed.
Okay.
As Secretary of Education. So, wow.
I don't even know if that's going to exist in a few weeks. There's lots of things. The CFPB was a thing 2 weeks ago. Who knows?